Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire potential briefing for Saturday, July 22nd. On the impact map, a lot of heat the next 2 days, areas in purple covering much of the area. Also isolated thunderstorms, some dry storms mixed in with somewhat wetter ones. I'll be watching these with great interest along the Nevada, Utah border both today and tomorrow. There will be some wetter storms coming through. You can see that especially by Monday as a piece of the developing monsoon starts to affect some of the higher terrain, especially in Utah. Other concern, wind confined up into the mountains of central Idaho today, but a bit of a larger swath across northwest Nevada and parts of Idaho for tomorrow. Now, looking at yesterday, some lightning along the Nevada-Utah border through here. Also looking at precipitation, light local pockets of moderate precipitation where we see the blue shades. That's closer to a quarter inch. Did have a new fire start in the vicinity of that lightning. Haven't received information on the cause yet, but there is that. Also some larger fires up into the mountains of central Idaho, and new fire starts in the red indicate that initial attack is picking up. It's been dry, not just the past 7 days, but the past 14 days across many areas. Only these areas in green where it's closer to a half inch, and those are just some very small areas where some more stationary, heavier thunderstorms parked themselves, but largely 90 to 95% of the area had just minimal precipitation the past week and the past 2 weeks. The severe fire danger mapping system, a combination of burning index and ERC, energy release component, shows the most critical areas across parts of northwestern Nevada, parts of south central Idaho. Areas in yellow, anywhere you see yellow here is already on the high side. You can see how critically dry it is up in the Pacific Northwest. Now look at some of our fuels. Where we had that new fire start right along the Nevada-Utah border, you can see that we peaked about a week ago. It dropped down quite a bit with the wet weather in the middle of last week, but then came back up a little bit as the heat and dryness returned. In the mountains of central Idaho, we have significant fire activity. You can see we are right up at the 90th percentile on our ERCs. And similar story up on the Payette. It just fuels well above the gray normal line and going up towards that 90th percentile, not that far away from record dryness. Live fuel moisture, some new readings came in over the past several days. Now up in far northern Nevada, sagebrush coming down more gently, still in the 175 or 180 range, not close to that 150 level that we normally see for fire to start becoming part, or at least the sage starting to become part of the fire environment or that critical 100 area. But it varies across the area because down in central eastern or east central Nevada, you can see what a precipitous drop we've had in the sagebrush moisture down there, down into about 75. So there the sage definitely can consume. High pressure, kind of the Four Corners high, a little bit more the St. George high, but same effect. Very hot weather, starting to try to organize the monsoon a little bit, maybe shifting it a bit further to the west. But this bulging ridge of high pressure further northward indicates just how hot and dry it is. We see that on the upper level map through here. And the spoke of mid to upper level moisture through here gives us a bit of a concern for ignitions. We saw how dry the sagebrush was over there. So there is our high risk for lightning in the Ely area. Also, the tight packing of these height lines through here in Idaho indicates there could be some locally breezy conditions as well. So that's actually for tomorrow. We get moderate breezes here, maybe 10 to 20 miles per hour. We see the dark green, otherwise fairly light winds today. You can see how dry the humidity is on the right-hand side. Now for today, also we see where that lightning is, and these popcorn signatures here indicate where the precip will probably be fairly light. You can see on the left the heat, 104 in Reno, 104 in Salt Lake, 105 in Boise, 115 in Vegas. So again, just hot just about everywhere. Now for tomorrow, things get a little bit more active on the moisture front in the south. We see more spokes of moisture coming through. We have another area high-risk concern here down in southwestern Utah. Also, these stronger winds in the Pacific Northwest, tight packing these height lines with a cold front starting to push down. You can see some of these winds through here, maybe 25 to 35 miles per hour in the mountains of central Idaho where there is a current large fire. a little bit more like 15 to 25 miles per hour on average across parts of western Nevada. Again, the humidity's fairly dry. You can see some more of those signatures of thunderstorms, most concentrated here in southwest Utah, but still some issues up in Nevada as well. Now for Monday, we have high risk for winds up in the mountains of central Idaho, northwest Nevada. It's part of this cold front through here. It doesn't look that obvious through here, but some of these upper level winds are 40, 45 miles per hour. We see them when they mix down to the surface here, this broad area of gusty winds, also some moderate winds further south in areas that would have had recent lightning. So 3-day precipitation totals are fairly light. We are starting to see a bit more development in the monsoon, getting up into parts of central Arizona, but we're just on the outer skirts of it. And then Tuesday, high pressure and control. You notice we don't see a lot of the tannish shade. We see more of this black area with areas of green. That's kind of the signature of a developing monsoon, so there'll be some more thunderstorms. But some of that higher humidity could take the edge off of fuels a bit in eastern areas of the Great Basin. Dryness returns from west to east on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We see a bit more drier air in a lot of areas, but still some spokes of monsoonal moisture heading into our far southeast areas. 7-day precip totals, and the 8 to 14 day continues to show above normal temperatures, so high pressure remains in control, but a signature to above normal precipitation, so perhaps a bit of relief on that end. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.